Good day everyone, my name is Kimberly Pindon Galvez and I will be going to report about the Enhanced Teacher Education Curriculum anchored on outcome-based education. So now let's start about the course content to achieve the outcome. So what contents should be taught or prepare prospective teacher in their future job? So course contents means to an end of achieving the outcome. So these are the theories, principles, generalization, concept, and ideas. So there are three major clusters of subjects that provide the contents of the degree program. So now let's discuss the first cluster, which is the cluster number 1. So the first cluster is the professional education courses. So these are the courses that are common to all degrees, which are provide foundation of becoming a teacher. So prof-ed courses contains the principles, ideas, and behaviors that our teacher must possess. So now under cluster number 1, which is the foundation theories, concepts. So this cluster provides foundation and it includes philosophy, psychology, history, and sociology. So the subjects that include here are the child-adolescent's learning principles, the teaching profession, the teacher and the community, school culture and organizational leadership, and foundation of special and inclusive education. Next is in cluster 1, the pedagogical content knowledge. The subjects will provide foundation, theory, and practice in the different aspects of teaching. So the subjects that are included here are facilitating learner-centered teaching and learning, assessment in learning 1, assessment in learning 2, technology for teaching and learning 1, the teacher and the school curriculum, and the last is the building and enhancing new literacies across the curriculum. Last that are belong in cluster number 1 is the experimental learning courses. So these are the subjects that brings together theory and practices. So the subjects that include here are field study number 1. This is the observation of teaching and learning in actual school environment. Second is the field study 2, which is the participation and teaching assistantship. And the last is the teaching internship. Now let's proceed to cluster number 2, which is the major courses. Major courses are listed for every degree program as attached in the SIM. This means that there are different major courses for different degree. Last cluster is electives. So any additional subject in other degree programs for teacher education can be offered as electives. It is also called optional subject. These subjects are not compulsory and you have a choice if you want to study to the said subjects. Pedagogical approach to deliver the content and achieve the outcomes. The uniqueness of teaching of the future teacher is the delivery of the strategy and methods that carries into layer. The first layer will enable learners who are college students to desired outcome of the lesson. The second layer to find the strategy that will teach the content in the future workplace, which is the basic education. In other words, the pedagogy utilized with teaching how to teach. There are different delivery modes, so these are the following. First is the face-to-face. A traditional delivery mode where teacher and the students are physically present to hold in a designated place. One class can be taken as a whole group or small group at one setting. So the different strategies may be utilized appropriate to the students' grouping. So this is the face-to-face classes. Next is the distance learning. It is the delivery mode where the students and teacher are not physically present in a classroom. It is either classes are synchronous or asynchronous. The knowledge and skills on technology is required. It is also requires independent learner. The third one is the blended learning. So this is a combination of face-to-face and distance learning. The whole course will be using the two delivery modes and should be reflected in the curriculum syllabi. So the third and the last one is the experiential learning. So it allows the learners to experience learning firsthand. Sometimes it's also called immersion. So apprenticeship or practicum. So the last topic is the assessment and learning to provide evidences for the achieved learning outcomes. The new teacher education curricula utilize multiple assessment method in a learning or formative, and the mastery of learning is summative. Multiple ways of doing it is necessary. Thus, two courses about assessment are included in the new teacher curricula for all the degree programs. In the new teacher education curricula, the desired learning outcomes, the contents, the teaching, delivery, and there is P word here, which is the P stand for desired outcomes, I for content and methods, and E for evaluating. So, this means that P plan our desired outcome. We implement content and methods and evaluate assessment for and assessment of in curriculum. Planning includes the formulation of desired outcome for course or lesson, then this should be aligned in appropriate content and methods in implementation, and finally, evaluation, which will determine whether desired outcome has been achieved.